light 'em up, 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 light 'em up, 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 light 'em up, up, I'm on fire.
Hey everybody! So, episode 12 of Teen Wolf Season 3 aired tonight. The summer finale, part 1 of Season 3. But don't worry, new episodes are coming back January 6, 2014. This episode was just, whoa. That's a pretty good, that's a good description for it. That's a good way to describe it. We start off with Allison, Scott, and Styles waking up in this big white room. They're in those ice tubs. The ice is all melted. I don't know if that's a hint to y'all. So they walk up to the Nematon, which is just randomly in the middle of the room. They walk up, and one thing we learn is upon Scott seeing the tree rings, you know how trees have those rings when you have them cut down, and it kind of shows how old the tree is. Well, we kind of learn that Scott has he didn't even realize when he was drawing those rings and then he got the tattoo that was kind of what that was all about. It's pretty interesting. So when they're in there, Scott touches the tree, the Nematon, and I guess they all do, but they don't show it all. They go back. It causes them to have a flashback in which it's a scene from season 1, and it's the night when Scott got bit and became a werewolf. Well, all of them inadvertently, in their own ways, encountered the Nematon that night. Allison was one of the ones in that car that nearly hit Scott right after he ran into the middle of the road. It's just all very interesting. This is how they figure out where the Nematon is. Now, when they wake up, as I said before, the ice is all melted. They have been basically dead for 16 hours. So I'm expecting the effects of this surrogate sacrifice to be even worse. I don't know, because it was longer maybe. Scott, he's still planning to work with Decalion to help get rid of Jennifer, aka the Duroc. And Derek, having given up his alpha powers, is very weak, but it did save Cora, so that's something, I guess. Well, yeah, it's good. I mean, Cora's alive. So, yeah. Now, Ethan goes to get Lydia at the vet place where they all are, and he needs her to help stop Aiden from helping Kali kill Derek. They go to warn Derek about all of this, and Lydia and Ethan talk Derek and Cora into running away, and Peter pretty much agrees with them because Derek will pretty much get killed. And they find this out because Peter asks Lydia about her abilities and what she feels, and Derek asks as well, and she feels like she's standing in the middle of a graveyard. So that's oh yeah, we need to get out of here. Now, once they're gone, Derek and Peter and Cora, Aiden and Kali show up, and, well, there's just a big fight that's going to happen, and we see it brewing, and it gets even worse when Jennifer, aka the Duroc, just crashes through the ceiling into there and they just all out start fighting. Story short, Jennifer kills Kali, snaps the Alpha Twins' neck while they're combined. Hint, hint. And then she makes Lydia scream, her banshee scream, to lure Derek back into town. Now, meanwhile, Scott, Allison, and Isaac arrive at Allison's house, and they're trying to gather scents for tracking the different parents. And, yeah, Scott's dad's there, and then they start getting interrogated by him, and that was that was a very good scene. I'm interested to see more interaction between Scott and his father in the second part of season 3. I am, of course, on Team Scott. I am not liking his dad at all because I can just see he was a horrible father. Well, he seems like he just like didn't pay attention to things that were going on and just one of those neglectful fathers. Now, when they do get away, Allison uses this smoke bomb grenade thing to just distract them, and they all run away. Now, when they do get away, they try to get in touch with Styles, but Styles, because Miss Jennifer Blake, aka The Rock, y'all, I don't even need to say aka, because y'all know she's The Rock by now. She started like this huge just storm, and just this huge fog is up, and it caused Styles to crash into a tree, and he's unconscious. So that was just, I couldn't handle that scene. It just made me sad. So they decide they can't wait for Styles. So Isaac and Allison take off to find Mr. Argent, Miss McCall, and Sheriff Stilinski, while Scott takes off with Deucalion to face Jennifer. Now, Allison and Isaac do find them with the help of Mr. Argent's, like, ultrasonic sensor sound thing. The really fancy thing that's about to run out of battery, but they do get to him in time before it runs out and find them. Now, Scott sends Jennifer a message to meet them in the old distillery that we saw in the flashback scene from when Derek was little. Well, little, 15. And from just that big whole, that flashback episode, that was really cool. I know not a lot of people were into that episode, but I really liked the backstory of that episode. And we saw more of the Hales and learned to understand them much better. Now, Derek reluctantly agrees to help Jennifer go face Deucalion and Scott. He's really going to help Scott out because Scott's got he thinks Scott's in over his head, and Scott is and isn't at the same time. When they all have their big fight, Deucalion turns into his werewolf form, and he really is a demon wolf. That's the most accurate description for him. It's pretty freaking scary looking. I mean, it's disturbing. Very disturbing. Deucalion then pretty much wipes the floor with Derek and Jennifer and tries to force Scott to kill Jennifer. He does force him to shift, though. But he's like, become the alpha you were meant to be, become a killer. He can't become an alpha, well, a true alpha, if he kills someone. Scott uses the flash bullets of Mr. Argent's and Allison's to blind Deucalion again temporarily, since he can only see in his werewolf form. The lunar eclipse then happens, and Jennifer nearly kills Deucalion, but then Derek has her heal him and heal his vision fully. Like he can see in human form too. So he can see what she really looks like and what the cost was when Kali killed everybody in her pack and what she did to Jennifer. She's weakened from healing him and then proceeds to beat Derek up after he refuses to kill him for her. Scott then... Oh, man. Scott, you rock. The lunar eclipse then ends, and she puts a circle of mountain ash around her. Like, throws it up, and it just, like, throws it up in the air, and it goes around her in a circle. And it's to block them from getting to her before she finishes her sacrifices. Scott, using the strength of his will, is able to break through the barrier of the mountain ash, finally. And he becomes an alpha. Sorry. I'm so excited. Scott's finally an alpha, and it's so cool. Now, he says he doesn't care what he does to his eyes. If she doesn't stop the storm and the sacrifices, he will kill her. While Deucalion goes and just slashes her throat. Just does it, and whatever. While all this big fighting was going on, and the big fight, all that, no big deal. Yeah, it was a big deal. But all that was going on, and during that, the ground had been collapsing around the Nematon, and at first, Isaac's able to hold up, like, part of the ceiling, like a beam or something, to protect everybody. But eventually he can't hold it, and Styles shows up. Cue the bat, baseball bat, with an aluminum bat, not a wooden bat. And it helps hold the ceiling up. They are all okay, though, in the end, which is great. Scott and Derek end up giving Deucalion a warning to leave and not come against them again, or they will come after him, and he will never see them coming. We then flash to a little later, which is pretty interesting. We haven't done an episode like this before. Well, it's a part of a finale, so it's different. Allison proposed a new code to her father for them as hunters to, well, they are going to stay and continue to protect people and fight off the evil, you know. That's what they do. But the code is, we protect those who cannot protect themselves. And she says it in French, and just beautiful, flawless French. Well, to me, it sounded flawless. I don't speak French, so I don't know if it was flawless, but to me, it sounded flawless. It was just beautiful. It's a beautiful language. Now, at the very end, we see Scott walk into the high school, and he proceeds to talk. He's talking to Dr. Deaton about how he's feeling the darkness from doing the surrogate sacrifice, and how he looks to find his friends when he's going through it to help him just get out of that funk, you know. Now, he's asked by Dr. Deaton what happened to Miss Blake, the Duroc. Well, she disappeared, her body, when they went back, and she wasn't fully killed by Deucalion, and she ends up being killed by Peter Hale when she's trying to get healed by the Nemeton. Peter Hale, in his truly deranged mind, well, I don't know if he's still an alpha or what. His eyes are blue, but I don't know how it's going to work out, but he's like, I am the alpha. It's like, well, whatever, Peter, you're something. I don't know. Sometimes I think you're good, sometimes I think you're bad. I don't know what to believe. I mean, that's Peter Hale for you. But seriously, this show, it's amazing. And part 1 has been amazing. And I am so just amazed. And I can't wait for January 6th. I want to thank all of y'all for tuning in to my recap and reviews. I will be back January 6th with more. I hope you'll have a fantastic night and continue to watch and subscribe. Bye.